Agenda 2030's end game, So
what's Agenda 2020?
So-
2030?
Excellent. Okay. So every year, the world's leaders, such as Klaus Schwab, Noah, all of them, they get together at the World Economic Forum. They have their big huddle meeting. They talk about how they're going to, where the world's going and all this philanthropy nonsense. And they tell you their blueprint. They tell you their game plan. They tell you what they're looking to do. And their end game, their fourth industrial revolution that they've been talking about for 3 decades straight at World Economic Forum, that we didn't adhere to, we didn't mind, we didn't put a stop to it then, and now we got a real problem on our hands. But they have been discussing how the fourth industrial revolution, which they originally said was Agenda 2023, was going to be, and now it's got bumped back to 2030, is about controlling and evolving the human being from inside out. And they're very loud about wanting to completely eradicate and erase the human species and move them into what's called homoborgenesis. They want by 2047 their plans, not their well-wishing. These are the people that run the world, that make the decisions from the top down, and they want to be able to have an AI automated controlled world. And there's a lot of reasons for it. What we've been doing is flying around the world, filming this phenomena, and also improving the antidote to it. Because here's the deal. Their in-game agenda is completely predicated on this internal computer system that is connected to the smart grid, or what you call the W-band, or the wide body area network, okay? From that, they have proven in all ways, it's very easy for me to prove it in open case studies, but they, at that point, will be able to manipulate anything you can imagine about your mind. They can make you hallucinate and see aliens come in your front yard and supposedly telepathically communicate with you, and that will be your reality. You could be a targeted individual thinking you're a woman that's thinking she's being gang raped 3 times a week in her own home. Like, there's several of those. You have a lot of we are dealing with schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is synthetically induced. That's not natural. To hear voices in your head that at first are telling everybody the same exact program. They're the chosen one. Then when you start realizing, well, hey, nothing's changing. You're telling me I'm the chosen one. I'm supposed to change the world and do this, but nothing's happening. And then the voice will start to beat them down. It's called Stockholm Syndrome training. And they will pick them up and beat them down. And then they will control them, and they will tell, and then the voices inevitably say, you want this to go away? Well, then you're going to have to kill for this voice to stop. And that's when you see Manchurian candidates and mass shootings like that and stuff. And this has been happening for a long time. It's the same cycles and patterns. It's completely spelled out in the Epstein files, which again is the Department of Justice's own words. And we have to focus in on this system that the Agenda 2030, their fourth industrial revolution, does not work if people are not poisoned and if they're not hooked up to the 6G smart grid.
Okay, so Agenda 2030, they want to enslave us. Aren't we already enslaved?
All the way. They want to... In the World Economic Forum, you got all the leaders at the top, the 1%ers, the globalists getting together, okay?
Would you say from all over the world? Russians,
Yes,
Chinese, Japanese?
Yes,
They
there's no
to?
nations. Yes. It's everyone. You will see everyone. CEOs from energy companies, everywhere. The whole system is rigged. The whole system is controlled from the top down. Not, in order for people to become more powerful, they have to be blackmailed and they have to do more evil. That's the only way you get up to the 1%ers at the very top.
So there is no way a human being that's on top is not raping children? How can you blackmail if he's not doing this stuff?
Right. And then this old said, well, Epstein files proves it. Their own words.
It's so hard to not touch kids?
I think that this is a really hard thing for anybody to look at. I mean, we've heard about it for years, but when it's just sitting there and they're talking about 27-year studies and they're talking about killing kids and where they buried them and how they sex trafficked them, here's the deal. Once you know the truth, we can't go back. And now we have to look at the fact that we are being told what laws we're going to follow outside of what I call God's law or natural law, which is there's only two things. One is physically hurt you on any level. The second one is steal from you. Anything outside of that is a man-made law. You buy a car, you speed, that shouldn't be, now if you hit someone in your car because you're speeding, now you're in trouble kind of deal. Well, the people that made all these laws and rules that we are programmed to follow blindly, and the people that are being forced to, forced to put them on us, we have these rules. The people at the top, they don't follow their own rules.
Of course they don't.
So they've never intended to, they never have. So now we're faced with the reality that we are bowing down and we are following rules that the people who made them don't even follow. And there's not a human being out there that I know of that can truly accept that over the long haul. So then we have to logically draw a conclusion. We have to say, well, then why did they release the Epstein files? They could have released them a long time ago. Why did they accrue all this stuff from the #1 blackmail guy in the world, Jeffrey Epstein, whose job as a Mossad agent for the Israel was to accrue all the blackmail he could, and then they put it all together somehow, and then they give it to the public? Why would they do that? Because truth is power. Truth will set you free. Truth sets masses free. Now look at the masses. We're not going to accept this. When the people realize how bad this new Epstein disclosure is, we have 3 people reading full-time through it. It's a lot to stomach. I get told every night, this is what, the notes of it.
So what does the WF want from us that we are not already doing? They want to do what that we don't do.
So that's the big question.
We own
That's
shit.
the perfect question to ask. Okay. And I'm going to lead it up in a story, the Titanic. JP Morgan, they were trying to build the Federal Reserve, right? The banksters. And some of the elite at the time were going for it and some weren't. But in order for them to really control the system better, because they had a guild system back then, they had to change it to the currency. So they built a Titanic. JP Morgan walks off the boat. They said, don't worry, JP Morgan's wife and his kids, he left his wife and his kids to die on the boat just so he could keep the other guys on the boat and kill them because these people are madmen. All right, these people at the top that are evil, they don't think like us. They lust for power 10 times more than anything. They only know power and control. That's the only thing that moves them. Everything is a resource so that they can have more power and control, and they don't like to share it, especially with each other. And when they're growing up in their families and they're watching one of their brothers and sisters getting raped at parties, killed, things sacrificed like that, they learn how to be able to send us off in big wars and not care, because that's what wars are. You're sending off men to go. We've blown up a little girls' school. I mean, there's bad things that happen with war, and they like it. It's a pastime to them to be this insane.
So they want us to do what?
What they're wanting to do is trick each other. I'm going to break this down for you. They already control us. We're already total slaves. Okay? They want to consolidate the power. The people at the very top want to consolidate the power and get rid of most of the other globalists, which are the ones they have to share the resources, share the power, share the control. And the way that they've tricked each other, the people at the top have tricked the other globalists, is to say this, we're going to control them even more, and we're going to do this. And then they had everybody in this horrible AI automated race. And in the end, now you have Elon Musk, who is making statements where he's saying things like, oh, AI in these systems, it doesn't like us. It has control. It's taking on consciousness. It's something that needs to be really considered. You have Noah Harari, who is the second up at World Economic Forum, who's been the biggest pusher of this AI dystopian world. And he is now saying, this new AI automated world, it takes away everybody's jobs. It takes away the need for a lot of us. And he says it's not Noah, who's binnacle, is telling them this isn't good for us. This is good for only a very few at the top. But once they don't need us, you know what they do to us. We can see how they've treated this earth farm where humans are the number one livestock for a long time. They are going to move us into a 500 million people population that is homoborgenesis if they have their way. But knowing this truth, understanding our personal autonomy and our personal sovereignty is key, and knowing the solutions is far more important. Having proven solutions is far more important. This is the problem with our current society in terms of how we think and take in information that we decide if it's credible or not.
If you enjoyed this short clip, please be sure to watch the whole episode, which can be found right here. So click right here, right now, and watch the entire episode. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed.